Yo, what's going on everybody, Swagkage here, and welcome to today's video, where we're going to be talking about the Flying Thunder God technique, though you may also know it as the Flying Raijin Jutsu or Raijin Jutsu. This is one of many ninjutsu created by the second Hokage Tobirama Senju, and is an S-class space-time ninjutsu that allows a person to leave a mark on any object, surface, or person that they can teleport to at any later time. There are almost no restrictions involved in using this technique aside from its steep learning curve, meaning that it can be applied in almost an infinite number of ways. The only requirement for a user of the Flying Thunder God technique to teleport to any place of their choice is for them to have left one of these markings there. And that's not very difficult to do under any circumstances, because there's practically no known limit to the amount of surfaces a person can place one of these markings on. Weapons, clothing, the ground, parts of the environment like trees and boulders, another person's bare skin even. It's possible to leave the technique's mark on all of these things and then some. Further adding to that, the Flying Raijin is not stated to have any range limit and is actually implied not to have one many times. Minato practically confirmed this when he gave Kakashi a kunai knife marked with the Flying Thunder God seal as a gift for his promotion to Jonin, and went on to say that as long as Kakashi was carrying this knife, Minato would be able to teleport to him under any circumstances when he was in danger. Keep in mind that Minato said this in the middle of the Third Shinobi World War, meaning that he could be literally countries away, so even if there is a cap on how far users of this jutsu are able to teleport, it's practically irrelevant if the distance is that massive. Further adding on to that, there is also no known limit on the amount of seals a person can create with the Flying Thunder God technique. It's worth noting that when users of Raijin use the technique to mark a new object or location, any previous markings they have created will not disappear. Minato even flat out tells Obito that the seals created by Raijin users never disappear. Not under normal circumstances anyway. And since there's nothing that even begins to imply that there's a cap on the amount of seals a person can create, it's probably safe to assume that Minato and Tobirama can create an unlimited amount of these markings. So the formula markings themselves effectively have no limits placed on them. But what about the technique itself? How does it work, and how does it involve interacting with these markings? Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's very simple. It just involves a user of the technique teleporting to any of the markings that they have created. There are no extra conditions that need to be fulfilled after the formula has been placed somewhere either. No hand seals need to be weaved, there's no need for any kind of summoning contract, none of that. Furthermore, the teleportation has no startup time either, at least not when Minato uses it, as every instance of Minato employing Flying Thunder God has always been instantaneous. The actual process for the teleportation has been described as the user immediately being sent through a dimensional void and coming out through the other side at their intended destination. Very similar to Kamui in that regard, though I doubt it's possible for anybody to willingly teleport themselves into this void for any extended periods of time. Anyhow, just like with Kamui, it seems that skilled Raijin users are able to use it in exchange for a negligible amount of chakra. Tobirama and Minato especially both spam this jutsu, though there are certain factors that can be introduced to increase this technique's chakra cost. Also, the amount of chakra consumed might be entirely analogous to the skill of the user, as is the amount that a person can actually get out of using this technique. While Tobirama is able to teleport both himself and other people and objects effortlessly using Flying Thunder God, and Minato is able to use it in rapid succession with just as much ease, the only other people capable of using the Flying Thunder God technique are the Hokage's guards, 3 elite Jonin, and they're only capable of using it by locking their hands together, standing in a specific formation, and combining all of their chakra together at once. None of them can use Flying Raijin individually without standing in this formation. And so, as you can imagine, they don't get nearly as much out of it as Minato and Tobirama do. A ridiculous amount of skill is required to use this jutsu to its fullest potential, and this is made no more evident than by the fact that Minato is able to apply it even better than Tobirama can. And Tobirama's the one who created the jutsu. Now, even when bearing that in mind, both Minato and Tobirama have accomplished some crazy things with Flying Thunder God. The sort of stuff that they've been able to pull off with it really pushes the jutsu's previously established boundaries. When being used in skilled hands, it's capable of doing quite a bit more than just teleporting the user. Though some of their applications can be described as advanced levels of basic teleportation, like Tobirama's Flying Thunder God Slash, many of the things that they have pulled off indicate an incredible amount of skill with the technique. They've both shown the ability to teleport anything that's connected to their chakra, and when they do so, they're both capable of choosing whether or not to teleport themselves as well. Tobirama has teleported himself along with Naruto, and has also chosen to teleport people without teleporting himself, and he's also used the Flying Thunder God technique to teleport a truth-seeking orb. Minato has used it to teleport a Bijudama from the full-powered Kyuubi no less, and a Bijudama from the Tin Tails. When drawing from Naruto's chakra, Minato also managed to teleport both he, Naruto, and the rest of the allied shinobi forces at the same time, simply because he was locking hands with Naruto, and Naruto's chakra was tied to everybody that Minato Minato teleported. Tobirama has also made it evident that it's possible for a skilled user of the Flying Thunder God technique to teleport themselves or a target to a seal created by another Flying Thunder God user. And when working together, Minato and Tobirama, by marking themselves with their respective Flying Thunder God markings, are able to switch places using this technique. Of course, all of these secondary applications likely require more chakra, though it's impossible to gauge how much since most of these showings are from when Tobirama and Minato were reanimated and had unlimited chakra. Regardless, I imagine it requires a higher amount of chakra than the technique's basic function, which is just to teleport the user and nothing more. And this is what the Flying Thunder God is most famous for. Minato practically won Konoha the Third Shinobi World War this way, single-handedly, by using his iconic flying Raijin inscribed kunai knives that he would scatter all across the battlefield, either himself or with the help of his teammates, which would allow him to effectively teleport anywhere he wanted at any given time during a battle, and gave him complete control over every battle he took part in. He was able to slay dozens of people by the second using the Flying Thunder God technique this way. Not to mention the fact that kunai can be thrown allowed Minato to teleport into the air, to the location of an airborne kunai, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyhow though, I think that about covers every detail of the Flying Thunder God technique. If I did miss anything important, let me know in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure I got everything, so this is where I'm gonna end the video off. As always, thank you guys for watching the video all the way to the end. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. And if you really love me, maybe check out my Twitter and Patreon. As always, thank you guys for watching the video all the way to the end. If you have any ideas for future video topics you want me to cover, leave them in the comments below. And I hope to see you in my next video. Till then though, talk to you later. Swagkage out. Bye.